And tonight I would like to pitch my video game concept, Beautiful Ghosts. Note, most of the images in this presentation is mostly concept art that I've sketched personally, except for the images that I got off Google. Violet, the lost little puppy, wakes to find herself transformed into a ghost, trapped within the in-between. With the aid of a spirit guide in training named Eos, the pair will soon learn that she is under a curse that can only be undone by a powerful talisman whose pieces are scattered across the spirit realm. After finding all 4 pieces, facing many ghostly enemies on their quest, they quickly discover that their ally, the Ghost King, has been using them to retrieve the talisman for him. He captures Eos and reveals to Violet that he too is under a curse, and in order to break the said curse, he needs the talisman. With the talisman, he could break the curse and be free to rule over the living and the dead. Violet manages to destroy him and frees her friend, who reveals that she was the former ruler of the In-Between itself, but she had lost all of her power after sealing away the Ghost King the first time. She thanks Violet for helping her to free the spirit realm and uses the talisman to send Violet back to the world of the living. On the bottom left, you can see Violet, the cute little ghost puppy. I should say this right away that part of my inspiration for Violet's shape and form is actually Polterpup from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, one of my favorite video games that I've ever played. I took inspiration of kind of the simplistic shape, because when you think of ghosts, you think round and simple, sort of like ethereal shapes. Anyway, in the top left, you will see Eos, a friendly little spirit guide in training in the shape of a glowing ball of light, with bright yellow eyes and a red gem in her forehead. Yes, I know neither of these are colored in, but this is concept art. Eos aids Violet in her quest by providing tips on solving various puzzles and helping as a very cute little flashlight. The in-between, or the spirit realm, or the realm between, whichever you want to call it, is the place where the souls go when they die. It's a world in between the realm of the living and the afterlife. It's where souls basically go to get judged on whether or not they are worthy of passing on to the afterlife itself. Which I drew some inspiration from Egyptian mythology. For how in Egyptian mythology, souls are judged in order for themselves to pass on to the afterlife. Here is an example of character dialogue that I will not be reading out, mostly because I'm embarrassed with my voice being recorded, which is ironic because I'm making this, but my voice always comes off as a little high-pitched. The main theme throughout the game is loyalty. As represented in this quote over on the right, true friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but not in heart. Never in heart. Helen Keller. I would style this like environmental puzzle games like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and Portal and its sequel Portal 2. Environmental puzzle games are games where you have to use various objects in the level area to progress forward within the level itself. The player character starts out with 3 lives. After receiving each piece of the talisman, that number goes up by 1. Violet can pick up stuff with her tongue as well as using it to pull levers and switches. and grabbing hard to reach items. Each piece of the talisman gives her 4 new abilities. Invisibility, phasing through walls, horrible name, but it's basically what it sounds like. Teleportation, and ghost vision, which allows Violet to see objects or enemies that are invisible. This is my very, very early level design of what I imagine a level of beautiful ghosts would look like. You can see Eos at the time had a pair of tails, but I realized that kind of just took away from the overall shape of the creature. And as you can see in the bottom left, you can see the health meter. 2 markings on the talisman are lit up, which represents 2 pieces having been discovered. This would look much better if it was like in 3D. But again, you can't really control how concept art looks like. It honestly looks better in the final production. Sorry, I'm just joking because I'm nervous. Anyway, that does it for this presentation. I thank you for listening. I realized I went over the 5 minutes, so I'm so sorry. The 5... Here are all my references for everything that I used for my thing. I mean, you can leave a like and subscribe if you want, but I'm just joking. Thank you so much for listening, and that is the end of my presentation.